Hey, greetings, Soul Tribe. This is Spirit, your cosmic mentor in the moment with Harmonious Living Mindset. Welcome to my channel where you're going to find tools for a more harmonious mind, body, and spirit. So today is a heart-to-heart with a certain tribe of people, my soul tribe. This message is going to have some triggers. So for myself, it's a trigger warning, I guess, for other people, because I'm going to be sharing some interpersonal things that may be a trigger for someone out there. So I just want to give a warning. If you have, have had any sexual trauma in your life and you're not ready to maybe heal some of that or hear some of what I'm going to share around that, then you would click away now onto something else, because I'm going to be sharing some things that I hope is helpful for somebody out there. And I'm being guided to do that, so I'm asking Divine, please give me the right thing to say at the right time to the right person. So I'm going to share some stories, okay? Because in our current world right now, so something happened the other day. I went for a walk. I was walking by myself, and all summer long I've been riding my bike, so that's been kind of nice to be able to get outside and have wheels that way. However, I don't have that right now, so I was walking, and when I got into the park, there happened to be a vehicle that started creeping on me, and another vehicle, and one blocked one entrance of the park and the other one blocked the other entrance of the park. I was able to get out without being harmed. It was scary, and it triggered some other PTSD for me around sexual assault. Okay, so it's like 1 in 3 people in the world right now are sexually abused when they're younger. I had sexual abuse when I was 6, and by different people, and stuffed it, because when you're 6, who do you tell, and you don't really even know. A lot of times you don't even know that that's what's happening or what it is when you're little like that, because you're vulnerable, right? And so later on in my life, I had a major event that happened in my life. All through my life, there's been other sexual abuse, okay? So when I was 19, I lived in Minneapolis, and I worked at a place called the Best Western University Inn. And, I was just a block from my place, and it was my first job in the cities, and I was working, and I had put in my 2 weeks notice, because the owners that were there were pretty greedy people. They weren't paying me overtime, and so I put my notice in. I had 3 days left, and 2 men came in with one had a handgun, one had a sawed-off shotgun. White guys, right? Okay, so they came in, and I was held at gunpoint and looked down a barrel of a shotgun and was sexually assaulted. And well, in a moment I was looking at, after the person sexually assaulted me, I was looking down the barrel of the shotgun, and he said, if you keep crying, I'll blow your fucking head off. And I had a quick conversation with God, and it was very brief. It was like a second. I was like, hey, I'm 19. I just got here. God, can I stick around and do something here, And so I had this brief conversation, and I am still alive, obviously. But what ended up happening was I had gone to the police department to give a statement at one point, and I was with a female officer, and there was a standoff in St. Paul, and a St. Paul officer had been shot. And so a lot of the Minneapolis officers left, and the female officer had a knock, was told this news, and then she said, well, we'll have to do this another day. So she I left, and then later I had received a phone call that I wouldn't have to give a statement because these two people who had held me at gunpoint and another person that I was working with and sexually assaulted me had gone on to kill 2 women. And so that was all. That was with that. And I had shared the story with some people. My sister was with me and she offered support, but other than that, I wasn't given no one gave me any resources to deal with this very traumatic thing that had happened. I was just supposed to move on, heal from it quickly and move on, right? Because that's what society tells us, is just like, get over it. Oh, can't we talk about something else? We get over it? Well, what I did is I didn't have any resources. I didn't have any tools. No one gave them to me. And so I stuffed it. And I stuffed it real good, hid it somewhere in my body for about 4 years, and then ended up having chronic pain when I was 23, to a place where I was so miserable I could barely move. I would at times, be sleep deprived because I'd be in pain, and I would have to crawl to the bathroom at different times, and just it was very painful. And so I ended up, my sister was working at a holistic healing place called Turtle Island Health Center in St. Paul, and she asked if I could have the benefits there that the employees received. And Dr. Russell Demeray had created this holistic healing place, and so I made a commitment to receive information and to go in a journey of self-healing with support from Dr. Demeray and his staff there. So I was learning about, getting tools to deal with the pain of this trauma and the traumas I had experienced throughout my life. So I had to really do deep dives, to do the inner work, to let those traumas and feelings surface, and so that I could heal them, and not have them be trapped in my body with this pain. And so I have had lots of things happen in my life where those tools, my tool bag keeps getting bigger. But at that time I was learning tools about, the healing properties of chiropractic and acupuncture, and something called body talk, where you go into your body and you find the pain and you talk to the pain to surface it, and something called the Wallace method, and massage, and eating good food, and just changing a lifestyle. And it began my journey of learning about Qigong, because I was receiving Qigong treatments, and then I ended up, learning Spring Force Qigong, and have practiced that since my 20s, which has been a very, very incredibly healing journey for me as a tool. So Qigong is a pillar of traditional Chinese medicine, that acupuncture and acupressure come out of, and the martial arts. So that has been very helpful for me. Why I'm bringing this up is that so many people have experienced sexual abuse, sexual trauma, sexual assault. And our society just, tells us to get over it, that you should just heal from that quickly, or, it doesn't really address what we're supposed to do with that or how to deal with it. So many people end up, escaping through drugs or alcohol because our society doesn't give us the healing systems. Now that's changing. I mean, I think that there's more available. At that time, when I had experienced this, there wasn't a lot that was readily available. And now we have so many more healing modalities that have come and surfaced. And that is because of people's healing journey. And so there's some things that I want to say. People are talking about Epstein and his associates, and the damage that these individuals have brought to so many victims. And, the other day there were survivors, Epstein and his associates, these victims that these associates in him had, really damaged their lives, and these women and men have been on a journey of healing. And so some of the survivors had spoken before they had gone into the hearing with the DOJ, and were just completely discounted in their survivorship. And so these very courageous survivors spoke before that and were sharing some letters and some, things, personal things of their journey of healing and surviving. And so many of us are survivors, and I guess to anybody out there that has experienced sexual trauma, I just want to say you didn't deserve anything that has happened to you, and that you can heal. It is a journey, and it is about healing and finding resources and looking for that, and knowing that you're worthy of healing from the victimhood mindset and becoming a survivor, and not just a survivor, also a thriver. You can heal to a point of not just surviving, also thriving. And, many of us have had challenges then in other in healthy relationships, and have experienced trauma from the relationships of trying to heal. And then many of you of survivors that I witness is that you've healed to that point in your self-love journey and progress, where you are able to have healthy relationships with yourself first, in loving yourself and nurturing yourself, and not letting the past and the pain define you as a person, knowing that you are lovable and that you are worthy of love and that you are worthy of healthy sexual relationships, romantic relationships. And that is so beautiful to see. And you are an inspiration to so many other people who are going through leaving abusive relationships, or working through and healing through the pain of the abuse. And so you are your courage and your bravery in the healing work that you have gone within to do, and you sharing your stories as survivors and as thrivers is has to encourage other people to go in that healing journey, because they see that your courage and your strength has healed you, and it's healing others. And so I just want to say thank you for sharing your bravery with the world. And I want to acknowledge that is not easy, that it is a constant journey. It is a constant journey of healing and of using the tools and working through when there are triggers, because sometimes things happen where it brings up those triggers depending on what we've experienced. And I just want to say thank you for all the people who are working with anyone who has been sex trafficked, and you are working and creating programs to help other victims of sex trafficking. Thank you for having the courage and the bravery in doing that, because it is so needed. And thank you for creating those new healing ways and tools. You are amazing. You are heroes in your own journey, and sharing that, and then helping others to heal through that trauma as well. So thank you for loving yourself and knowing that you are worthy of healing and that you are divine. So let's say that, on a constant daily basis, as a journey of saying, I am lovable, I am loving, I am capable of being loved, I'm capable of loving, I can heal, I can grow, I not only survive, I thrive, I thrive, okay? And if you just keep shining your light as you're growing, you're letting go, you're healing, you're growing, and you're knowing how wonderful and beautiful you are. Okay. I hope this helps someone. Okay, that was the intention, and I am praying for you. Peace. So our mantra is right now is gonna be to say, the past has no power over me. The past has no power over me. The past has no power over me. I move forward in confidence. I move forward in confidence, self-love, and love. Ciao for now.